Earth, we live in this mighty planet. Earth can support living organisms, from the smallest bacteria mankind has known to the mighty and intelligent humans that are advancing through this world. But have you ever thought what the climate is right now? Many factors of us humans are making the Earth's climate inhabitable. One major factor that's making the Earth inhabitable is pollution, specifically air, water, and land pollution. Let's start with land pollution. Land pollution is the degradation or destruction of Earth's surface and soil, directly or indirectly as a result of human activities. Other than littering, other primary examples of land pollution are forest deterioration, landfills, and urban development. Without any luscious green filling our Earth, this causes a major shift throughout our climate and ecosystem, causing mass extinction and global warming. Next is water pollution. Water pollution is the addition of harmful chemicals to natural water. Sources of water pollution in the United States include industrial waste, runoff from fields treated with chemical fertilizers, and runoff from areas that have been mined. As a fact, 70% of the Earth is covered in water, but only 2.5% of that water is fresh, and only 0.08% of that water is used. Our water we need every day is being contaminated by foreign chemicals today. Some examples that these foreign chemicals are being thrown into our water are fertilizer, oil, pharmacological waste, trash, the list goes on. The contaminated water gets vaporized into the air, causing the rain to be acidic. Usually, water has a pH level of 7, but in which the pollutants drop the pH level to 3.5. The acidic rain contributes to damage to crops, trees, lakes, rivers, and even animals. Without any fresh water for us and other marine species, this will also cause a major shift throughout our climate and ecosystem. With global warming being a factor in water pollution, this causes the ice caps in the north to melt, accelerating the ocean levels to rise, contributing to an ecological shift throughout species who live inland. Finally, there's air pollution. Emissions from vehicles, chemicals from factories, and even natural chemicals are factors that are contributing to air pollution. Carbon dioxide levels has spiked up from around 200 parts per million in the 1800s, to almost 400 parts per million today. Even ozone, or 3 oxygen atoms, is literally tearing the ozone layer, bringing in trapped heat and making the Earth hot. This is a huge problem to us and other living things as the potent chemicals make us sick and potentially killing us. Other factors that are contributing to climate change are ocean acidifying and rising, extreme and irregular weather patterns, shift in quality and quantity of food, dry land, and species dying, such as polar bears, seals, pandas, tigers, and much more. To summarize, for climate change, with land pollution, there will be no land for species to live in, causing mass extinction and heating in our climate. With water pollution, there will be no clean water to drink or bathe, causing us to extinct also. With air pollution, we will be breathing in chemicals that causes cancer, and even contributing to global warming, due to creating ozone, which rips the ozone layer and bringing in heat. So what can we do to slow down this ecological shift? There are many factors, but they cause a major shift throughout our lives. However, there is one factor that causes little shift throughout our lives. Drum roll please. The one factor that can cause a great change to our Earth is alternative fuels. Specifically, natural gas, as this type of fuel is very similar to petroleum, the main type of fuel we use for our cars, but with less consequences to the environment. So what is it? Natural gas is an odorless, gaseous mixture. It is accounted for 1/4 energy used in the U.S. 1/3 goes to residential and commercial use, 1/3 to industrial, and 1/3 to electrical use such as power plants. Only 1/10% or 0.001% is used for transportation. However, it is classified as a fossil fuel due to its nature of production or heat and pressure on organic materials. There are three types of natural gases: compressed natural gas or CNG, liquefied natural gas or LNG, and renewable natural gas or RNG. CNG and LNG are placed as alternative fuels under the Energy Policy Act of 1992. CNG is produced to less than 1% of its volume at standard atmospheric pressure and placed in pressurized cylinders of 3,000 to 3,600 pounds per square inch or psi. LNG is more sophisticated. LNG is supercooled to -260 degrees Fahrenheit and placed in double-walled, vacuum-insulated, pressure vessel cryogenic tanks. Basically a freezer in a tank. RNG or biomethane is the easiest as it's produced from organic waste such as trash or livestock waste. Along with its fellow alternative fuels, it follows the LEV or the Low Emission Vehicle standards. Many public transportation companies have been taking advantage of this fuel, and even individual consumers are using natural gas as an alternative to petroleum, the most popular type of fuel used in the world. This is beneficial for our climate that is in great danger. Natural gas exposes little emissions other than petroleum. Public transportation, such as Metro in Los Angeles, are taking advantage of natural gas, and soon to have engines that are near zero emissions, but this is only the start of the revolution. Soon, public transportation will be using electricity and hydrogen as alternative fuels as a source of fuel. As a matter of fact, municipal transit agencies such as Sunline Transit Agency in the eastern Riverside County and Docta in Orange County have been using electricity and hydrogen buses in their fleet. Electricity and hydrogen have a beneficial reputation of having zero emission, contributing to a revolution in climate change. With this in mind, this is only the start of the revolution. Soon, public transportation will be using electricity and hydrogen as alternative fuels as a source of fuel. With the kickstart of natural gas contributing to benefiting the Earth, this can start giving people ideas of changing their reputation and making the Earth greener and cleaner again. Are you going to be part of this green revolution?